Hello friends, join me as I assemble this lovely capsule maker that I just got done 3D printing. It's actually super solid 3D print. The only issue that I ran into throughout the whole process was I had to drill out a couple holes because the screw heads that I wound up using were a little bit bigger than the file was originally designed for, but that's entirely my fault and not the designer. Super high quality print. I went with PLA on this one. I printed this at a 0.16 resolution. We did 4 walls, 20% infill with cubic subdivision. And the hardware here, the screws are number 10, 32 threads per inch, I believe, and 1.5 inches long for the screws. I went with stainless steel on these. And like I said, the heads on them were a little bigger than I expected, but that's all right. It all worked out in the end. This tiny screwdriver was a joke. It was the only one that I had in the house at the time, but I did rectify that as I realized that this was not going to work out. I will note here that some companies manufacture these, but I have a 3D printer, so I made mine. The springs are a 8mm by 25mm 0.8mm gauge, and the capsule size for this press here is going to be a 00. I originally printed a smaller size, a size 1, and it was just ridiculously small and tedious, so wound up reprinting with this design here, and I love this thing. Just doing a little dry fit here, make sure everything lines up and fits correctly. And then we're gonna move into drilling out the holes. I've got a drill press so I can drill nice straight holes. The screw heads have to index in these holes and also travel through the holes when you compress the springs. So you have to have enough clearance for it to be a smooth ride on the screw head. If you could do me a favor and leave me a like and a comment and subscribe if you haven't yet, I'd appreciate it. Once I get them all drilled out, I have some little straggler pieces of plastic hanging off of the edges here, so I just go through and I use this knife and I clean up all the little loose pieces so that I don't have any unevenness or anything that's going to hang up when I'm trying to do my pressings. Once we get everything cleaned up, then we're ready to start making our supplement capsules. I'm using, like I said before, a size 00. These are gelatin, but there are some vegan options that you can get. This just happens to be what I ordered for my first batch. We're doing 100 at a time, so I'm taking and I'm separating the caps from the body pieces. Once those are all separated, then I'm going to get the body pieces loaded into the tray. I printed this extra piece with tapered edges. It's supposed to make it easier for you to load the capsules. I found it highly ineffective. I think if it had a taller brim, it would work better, but it really didn't work super well for me. So I just wound up hand placing them all in. In the future, I'll just do that same process. Once you've got the tray completely loaded with capsules, then you're going to move on to filling each one up to the top with whatever your desired filling is. You get them all filled evenly and then pack them down with the tamper. The tamper, you apply a pretty decent amount of pressure. You don't want to go too hard and crush your capsules. But then you just repeat this step a few times. I wound up getting 26.5 grams of filling into these, which means we're about 265 milligrams per capsule, which is, I think, a pretty solid amount for each one. All right, so now we're getting close. We are taking the cap side and filling up our little tray here for the lids. This one was a little bit easier to fill. They kind of just fall in if you throw them at the tray. I really don't think I could overstate how satisfying this part is. You remove the little wall guy there, put it on and just press it down, and those motherfuckers just pop right in. Look at this. Make sure I press it twice just for confirmation everything's seated. And they are gorgeous. I'm not gonna get tired of doing that.
How did they turn into capsules?
I do an additional press on the top of them just to make sure they're all really thoroughly seated. It might not be entirely necessary, but I just want to be certain that they're not going to fall apart on me. Now, to extract your capsules, all you do is separate these two pieces, which is pretty straightforward. There definitely is a slight taper to the middle piece, so you have to make sure that when you're connecting them that it's oriented correctly. But they just pop right out and they're ready to store. I'm making sure that when I'm putting them away that I'm putting a silica gel packet with them just to keep them nice and dry. Dry powder like this is gonna absorb any kind of moisture out of the air, so it's good practice to do. Look at that.
Just use this spin jitsu thing.
Spinjitzu?
Yeah, look.
I really hope you guys got something out of this video. It's been a pretty solid learning experience for me, and hopefully you're learning something as you watch along with me. Take care.